compassionate people, and welcome to Vegan News. Let's go ahead and get started right away. In Marin County, California, experts at WildCare are warning people to stop putting fake spider webs out. Usually made of acrylic or some other synthetic plastic materials, birds and other animals are getting tangled in them and dying. So spread the word on this. That's terrible. It's something I never even thought about, and there's a new thing to do there's a new thing to not do and to spread the word on. It's all these little things that we don't normally think about being vegans, or when you're not vegan and then you do go vegan and you start realizing there's so many little things that hurt animals in the world around us, and you're always still learning. Here I am even over 6 years later and finding out something new. And maybe some of you have saw those headlines going around that it's okay to eat more meat and nonsense like that. It was being touted heavily in headlines, and non-vegans were using the clickbait to try and show us up. Well, as it turns out, surprise, surprise, Bradley C. Johnson, the person behind this study, forgot to mention that, he had previous ties to the meat industry. Yep, you can read that, and I highly recommend you do by checking the links down below. Depending on what platform you're seeing this on, it'll be in the description or the comments. And his excuse is that he said he didn't have to let everybody know about that. Here you go. Now you can find out about it. Now you can post out on all those stupid articles that were going around. Of course, he had industry ties. We all knew that. For the first time ever, pigs have been reported and recorded using tools, just like us humans and our chimpanzee and dolphin and cuttlefish and octopus. Okay, there's a lot of animals that we're finding use tools. It's not unique to us. It's not unique to us, even though we'd like to think it is. Pigs were witnessed at a zoological park, picking up large chunks of bark and using them to dig out their dens/nests. And this was actually observed back in 2015 for the very first time, and is just now coming out in a study. Meredith Root Bernstein was the one who witnessed this and did the report, watching a family of rare pigs at a Parisian zoo. The Visayan warty pigs, who are local to the Philippines, are a critically endangered species, so it's even more amazing to see how intelligent they are. And we already know this, but it's great to see more things coming out and showing and proving how intelligent pigs truly are. And Dr. Bernstein was obviously blown away by this. The more we study animals, the more we realize that there is zero difference between us and them. And the more science picks up on this and goes forward, the more vegans we'll have, the better the world will get. And that, combined with everything else, including our story of the day, which is Extinction Rebellion, don't worry, we're getting to it, which is amazing. And Simon Cowell.
It says here you work as a wedding singer.
I was.
How many ended in divorce? If I were you, I'd phone up the War Department, volunteer your services, because you've just invented a new form of torture. I'll give you a tip for future auditions. Don't. I don't mean to be unkind, but you have one of the worst singing voices possibly in Miami. I don't want to be rude, but you could be the worst singer in New York. Don't take this personally, but...
Oh, please.
No, I mean it. You're one of the worst singers I've ever heard in my life.
Yes, that Simon Cowell has donated $32,600 and will match other donations up to $32,000 to close down a South Korean dog meat farm. This has been one of our most popular stories posted to Vegan News on the Facebook page all of last week. And it's really awesome to see him coming around. People are saying he's vegan. I looked up online. There's some reports that he's plant-based, some not. It's iffy. So I think he has he has some foot in activism, quite obviously. And hopefully that spreads to other animals and he can do more with his wealth and his position, because the animals really need it. And our story of the day is Extinction Rebellion / Animal Rebellion is shutting down cities across the world, from London to Victoria, Australia, to Canada, to the United States, New York, everywhere. One of the hotspots has been the Smithfield Meat Market in London, England. There, they took it over, shut it completely down, making them lose tons of money, which is awesome, and turned it into a fruit market instead, where they're gifting fruits and vegetables to people in exchange for donations and things like that. This comes just directly after British police broke into a warehouse under the guise of whatever. I'm not even really sure what they're trying to say. I guess they're saying that XR, Extinction Rebellion, Animal Rebellion, AR, are a terrorist group, which we've heard before with DXE and other orgs. But they broke into that warehouse and they stole a bunch of the signage, tents, and other supplies and things like that they were using, including some solar setups and stuff like that, and some things for demonstrations. We're not exactly sure all of what was taken. I have a little vague idea because of Eva Hammer, actually. She's over there. She was live streaming and she talked about it a little bit. But despite all that, they still managed to come together and clog up the streets. And this has happened around the world, shutting things down. This is the first day that's going to kick off 2 weeks of action about the climate. That's going to be shutting things down and going to be making a difference. Because the only language politicians and corporations speak is money and votes. And money comes first, unfortunately. I hope that other orgs get involved with this and start helping Extinction Rebellion more, because they've risen rapidly and quickly from when they just launched recently in the last, 2 months, 3 months? They haven't been around very long, and they're making a huge impact and a big difference already. Police around the world, including in Britain, are on high alert about XR and AR and other groups, including DXE, but they are focusing heavily on XR right now, including that warehouse raid where they busted down the door and stole a bunch of property, which hopefully I'm sure XR will get back since they did nothing wrong and they were only preparing for protests. But the laws there are different than they are here in the United States, so I'm not exactly sure how that'll work out for them. Doesn't matter, they're doing it anyway, thankfully. Look, we have 7 years by some estimates, if not less, maybe slightly more, to get our together and save this planet, to save these animals, to save this world from the 5th mass extinction this planet has ever seen, and it's caused by us. Since the 1970s, more than half of the animals in this world have gone extinct because of us, because of climate change, and it's happening more rapidly. Reefs are dying, everything is falling apart, and everybody keeps going forward like nothing's happening. Well, now they're not going to be able to. Everybody's standing up and saying, no more. You don't get to piss away the future anymore for greed, for your precious money, for your precious power, for your precious corporations. You do not get to piss away the future, the planet, nature, animals, everything. You don't get to do it anymore. Taking a page from other civil rights movements, these movements, XR, AR, DXE, are standing up and clogging the system, filling the jails, and it's only going to grow because we are talking about disenfranchised generations from us millennials all the way down to Gen Z or whatever you want to call the newer gens, and we are so sick and tired of what previous generations have created and left for us and destroyed and polluted, and just, it's unbelievable what is left in this world. And it's going to change. It's going to change one way or another. Either the system's going to burn down or it's going to change. That's everything, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again on the Wednesday show. And if you have anybody that should be our activist of the week, let me know. They'll get a chance to tell us the nonprofit that they'd like to have placed in the description below so that people can go and donate. And of course, they'll get a bit of a spotlight on different platforms that we are on, especially Facebook. All right. See you guys Wednesday. Love you. Bye.